Reconciliation Outreach was founded in 1986 by Dorothy Moore. It began as a youth outreach in the inner city and has grown into a multifaceted organization that serves the poor and the needy. Reconciliation Outreach is still located where it began, in the heart of Old East Dallas. Through our mission, vision, and values, we strive to establish a foundation for children, give second chances to adults, and provide a safe place for families during transition.
Yeah, our values are start with grace, extending grace to people of all different walks. Discipleship, we value discipleship over just someone knowing about God. Transformation, we want to see people's lives transformed. Restore hope, we believe everyone had hope at once, but to restore hope. Honor, as we honor those that God brings to us and we have honoring relationships together. Compassion and reconciliation. So our programs we began with working with children almost 30 years ago. Initiative 23 is our after-school program.
The mission of Initiative 23 is that we provide a safe, loving environment for elementary-aged children in after-school and summer camp. And after school, we have lots of fun. So when the children arrive, we play games because they need to get their energy out from being in school all day. Then we get down to the homework time so that they can do well in school. And then we have a great snack with Hunger Busters, a great organization who's been partnering with us. And then we have our praise and worship and song time and Bible study. We have some excellent volunteers that come and help us with that too. For me, as the director of our children's ministry, it has impacted me greatly because I get to be a part of the children's lives and their families' lives in a really personal way.
All adults usually need a second chance. So our program for men and women who need second chances is called Alpha for the Men, Oasis for the women. It's a 12-month in-house residential discipleship program.
Before I got here, my life was a wreck. I was involved in drugs, methamphetamine, and one day in April of 2009, I just got tired of living that life and cried out to God. About an hour later, was arrested. I was sentenced to 10 years in prison. I did about 2.5 years on that 10-year sentence, got out early, and was introduced to RO. Was here for a couple weeks, but parole wouldn't let me stay here. I had to go to a halfway house. I came back to RO from the halfway house because I knew that I needed to be in a Christian environment. So I completed the 12-month discipleship program, continued in the MIP program for a year and a half, and then I graduated April 8th, 2015, and got on the staff here as the men's director. And now I'm learning to steward men's lives and to just impart what I'm learning in the Lord, and I like to turn their perspective toward the Lord and shift their mind off of themselves, off of their issues, and onto Him, onto a heavenly perspective.
I've struggled with addiction for 10 years, so I was a heroin addict since I was 13. At the age of 22, I went to prison for almost a whole year, and when I got out of prison, nothing changed for me. I kept going back to using and selling drugs. And probably around May 2014, I finally decided I had to totally change everything about the way I lived or I was gonna die. Well, when I got to the Oasis house, which is the women's home, I totally fell in love with the people, with the community. And when I got into the women's house, they just loved me. As broken as I was, they just loved me. And it really changed everything for me. Well, I've learned that God is a redeeming Father. You can never, there's not a lowest low that He can't redeem you from. And so I really know that He thrives on that too. He likes the lowness. He likes when you're like that. But I've definitely learned that my past doesn't define me and that there's a chance and a future for me also. And I think it's really important that the church can use people like me.
We also have the Refuge, which is an apartment complex for people who are coming out of poverty, and help them get started with taking ownership and having their own apartment, signing a lease and so forth. And that's a 12-month lease that we signed to help them in transition.
Well, at first I came for the discipleship program. It's a 1-year program, and I wasn't getting along with everybody the way I should have. I had made some bad decisions, and I ended up leaving. But it was a guy that was here before. I knew him. He had just got him a spot. He was willing to let me come live with him. And even after I left, I still stayed connected, still came. Ms. Dorothy Moore, she works at she lives at the place that I work at. So one day she came to me and she asked me how was my living situation, if I would be willing to move in a refuge. And I thought about it, but eventually I came around and went on and moved in. I've become independent, you know, becoming disciplined, responsibility, stuff that I didn't really have anyone teach me as a kid, and it's been good. Before I come to RO, I was hopeless, I was careless, you know, I didn't know what love was, real love was. And after RO, man, this stuff that I learned through the classes and through the mentorships, it really has helped me change my life.
RO has been life-changing to me, and it's hard not to get emotional when I talk about it, because quite honestly, I had a lot of judgment in my own heart when I came to RO as the leader. And it took me hearing the stories of the people that I love and walk with and live with now to understand the true brokenness. And a lot of my judgments, my quick-witted, just go get a job, or why would you stick a needle in the arm, began to fade in the reality of the brokenness that I saw. And it really caused me to face my own pride and judgmentalism. And I was embarrassed by that, but I was grateful that God confronted that in me as a mature, what I thought a mature Christian man, and brought me to a place of, well, understanding a whole new level of grace that God extends to people, that no matter what walk of life, the divide between the rich and poor, the ethnicity, no matter what, we all come to the cross at the same place, broken and in need of a Savior. So that's probably been the most dramatic thing that the Lord has done in me. And then the team that I get to work with and God's brought around us has just been, it's fascinated me at God's goodness allowing me to do that.